Tell me how tough it is. It's not easy. You got a target on your back when you get put up top that depth chart.
I mean, obviously, I'm not that big, but I feel like I got enough dog in me. I've been holding my own lately, and don't get me wrong, our defense is so holding them dogs back is a big thing. But I feel like I've been holding my own this spring last year and then this fall, so I feel like I got it.
So that's one of the things I hear. I mean, Navy fans send me emails all the time asking what's going on with the team, and I've gotten so many about the fullback. They're used to, in the past, Navy having 6'2", 230-pound fullback. You're a different mold. Can you kind of talk about that? I mean, you bring a different type of body and a type of style to the position.
I mean, obviously, I'm not that, like you said, I'm not that 236-2 guy, but I feel like my style of play is different. I mean, back then, you had the big guys, they would just run through everybody.
Right,
I feel
run
like
in the line and just barrel over people, right?
Hey, barrel over, exactly, but I'm not that type of running back. I feel like we're trying to start a new wave, I feel like, and yeah, there's not much I can say much about that. I don't want to give too much away, but it's a different type of running style we got here going.
Right. They're not looking just for the big bruiser to run up there and try to run into the middle linebacker and push him back for 2 yards.
Mm-hmm.
It's different from the Army style where they have three. When you were at the Army-Navy game last year, were you shocked when you saw what Army put out there, 3 250-pound guys?
Straight D linemen.
Right.
Just fast D linemen out there running the ball.
Right. But so I know then they do some zone blocking schemes, and you've probably seen film of Jamal Carruthers, who killed it the 1 year when he was a slot back when he came to Navy, and they moved him to fullback, but he was a different type of runner, but he had speed and moves, and he could get a lot of big gains on especially those zone plays. Is that what you think you are, that kind of type of runner?
I do. I feel like I'm a different version of, I won't say I'm like somebody else, but I'm my own type of guy, but I feel like I have about the same running style as him. Mm-hmm. I would.
But you can be physical. I mean, in the end, you're on the dive, you're plowing up in there into the line of scrimmage, all the big boys. I mean, it is a physical position no matter how you slice it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a dog-eat-dog world, So at the end of the day, I'm going to get in there, and I'm going to get the yards I can get, and I'm going to get in there, and I'm going to run somebody over if I have to. But I'm small, but I'm going to still get the job done.
So what are the things you wanted to work on since the spring ended, coming into August camp? I mean, your vision, cutting, knowing where a lot of it is understanding where to go once you get up in there. And that's the key to success. A lot of times I hear about a Navy fullback, they really turn the corner when they start to see things as it's undeveloped and they know when to cut. They just have instinct of it's open here, I got to go here.
Definitely a lot of mental reps I had to have during the summer and also in the spring. Man, definitely repetition of what you said. I got to know where everybody's going. I got to know where the defense is going based off of where I'm coming. I got to know, cuts before they even see me. So, like you said, yeah, it was a lot of repetition I had to get.
So I think one advantage, and coaches have alluded to this, you've got speed, and that's one thing that's a little different than having a big bruiser. They may not be able to take it to the house if they get into the clear. Do you feel like you have finishing speed? If you get past the second level, you could be gone?
I do. I mean, I've done it against our defense. This is not the only defense I'm gonna do it against, obviously. So I feel like I can get past that second level and take it to the house almost every time.
So obviously at the fullback position, it's a team effort. Last year you had two guys that got a lot of playing time. James and they switched back and forth. Talk about some of the guys behind you, and you feel like the unit as a whole is strong.
I feel like this is probably one of the better B-back groups we've had in a while. And I have, Logan Point behind me, and I have Dabo Fofana, and then also Mike Malley. Those guys, and then also Thomas Marshall. Those guys, we really talented. We all can do the same amount of things. None of us are really bruiser backs. We all can block, we all can fast, we all can cut on a dime. All of us can do the same things. I feel like our B-back room is very strong and independent in our, game.
So do you take offense when these Navy fans merely look at a depth chart and see young guy, not big, can't be a good fullback in Navy system? Do you take offense to that, and how much do you want to prove them wrong come Delaware game?
I mean, it's not much proving them wrong. It's more yes, they say all this stuff about, oh, I'm a sophomore, I'm not a senior, and I'm not 230, I'm not 6'2", but at the same time, you don't know what I have. You haven't seen this type of running back in this offense. So you're saying all this stuff because it's not normal, it's not familiar.
Right, it's not what they're used to.
It's not what they're used to, exactly. So, but I feel like I would say, yeah, I will prove them wrong, and I will show them what I can do in this offense. I know a running back in this offense doesn't necessarily have to be 6'2" and 230 pounds
to get the job done.
Get the job done. Like, I'm gonna get that job done. I'm gonna make them proud, make the fans proud.
Just two more. You're looking in great shape. Do you feel in the best shape of your life right now?
Obviously, I put on a few pounds this year. Put on about 10 pounds coming into spring and now into fall camp.
So you're about 200?
I'm about 205 now.
Okay.
I'll
make sure I put that in the paper. They've been seeing 190 on the depth chart.
Yeah, I'm about 205 now. Not the little 190 back I was, but I'm getting the job. I'm getting the job done right now, and I'm, like I said, I won't say I'm in the best shape I've ever been in my life, but I feel like I'm right there. I just need a little more reps and more running.
And lastly from me, what do you want fans, alumni, other people just to know about you and your style of play?
I would say flashy. I'm a type of stop on the dime type of guy, and I'm really gonna show y'all. It's gonna be a movie for me this season, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
So real quickly, one last thing. What type of offense did you play in high school? Was it a I formation and you were a tailback, or was it a single back? What did you play in high school?
Pretty much, it was I formation, gun, tailback, single back, all that stuff. Pretty much, yep.
Spread type offense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready when you are.
Well, we're here with fullbacks coach Jason MacDonald. Coach, your position's under scrutiny. When I get emails from fans, one of the first ones they say is, our fullback's 5'9", 190. Now, we just learned from Anton, he's not 190 anymore. He's about 205, but he is slight of stature. He's not Eric Catani or Kyle Eckel or some of the fullbacks that the fans are accustomed to seeing at the Naval Academy.
Yeah, he's definitely not. And in this position, at this level, as a player and as a coach, if you ever feel like you're not under scrutiny, you've probably got yourself in a bad position, right? And I always feel like I'm always under scrutiny, and the person who puts me under the highest scrutiny is myself, right? And I'm always going to make sure that I try to do my very best. And even when I feel I do my very best, there's still times that you're going to stay up at night wondering if you've gotten those guys prepared enough and you've given them everything they can see, and all from that standpoint. And that's a preparation deal. From a perception when you talk about Anton as far as his size, and it's not just Anton, right? Because we don't really have anybody. Yeah, we don't have anybody that you would think. And you mentioned some great ones, right? But even you go back just 6-7 years ago, you had Chris Wayne, who was 225, 240 pounds. You know, even Nelson was 227 pounds, and I'm sure that people might feel a little bit more at ease if they saw those kind of numbers and those kind of things. But what I would tell you is the young men in that room are going to play with all the passion they have. They're going to play. They're going to give you everything they have. They're explosive as all heck. And you know what? We'll just have to wait till Delaware comes to town and put on what we're going to put on.
So you got a lot of guys who haven't seen a lot of game time, and that's where your job comes in to make sure they're ready. How are they coming along in that regard? Because the truth is they don't have a lot of game repetitions.
Absolutely. I think Anton total last year had 6 reps. Right. And one of them was a fumble, so that doesn't even really count. It wasn't him, but we fumbled the snap. So You're talking about somebody who's got 5 reps. Logan didn't have any, Daba didn't have any, Mike didn't get any, So the reality of it is, Bill, is that we have to do our best coaching job. I have to do my best coaching job, on the offensive side of the ball to get these guys ready. And my feeling is right now is I wish we were a little bit along more, and there's some things that I wish we were doing more of and get more, but you also have to understand that these guys got other things going on, right? And I got to make sure, as much as I want as a coach and as tough as I am as a coach to, go every day, we got to make sure that when September 3rd rolls around, that they're 100% ready to play. Right. It does us no good if those guys are 70% ready to play, but I feel like that we got 100 reps in a practice, So It's always finding that fine line of getting them ready to go, but making sure their legs are underneath them and understand where they know where they're going, and so they can play fast, because they all have the ability to play very fast.
So let's not talk about what Logan doesn't have. I mean, we know he's not a senior. We know he's not 6'2", 230, but he's a talented player. He wouldn't be atop the depth chart. Let's talk about his strengths, what he brings to the table, and why he will excite Navy fans before it's all over.
Anton? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Anton, I think what you're going to see from Anton, and he has a dynamic ability in him when we're talking about that short space quickness, putting his foot in the ground, going a few different directions in a very fast manner, and getting to where he has to go. And I don't care what his height is and what his weight is. When you see this kid, he's going to play like he's 250 pounds, and he's got a lot of pop to him, right? And then you've got Logan, who has a lot of full straightaway speed that I think that was probably the one thing we were missing from James and Isaac last year, because James and Isaac knew where they were supposed to be. They were going to give you 100%, and they were two of the toughest guys I've ever coached in my life.
They weren't exactly breakaway threats.
They didn't. That was probably the one part they were missing. It wasn't probably. It was. It was the one part they were missing. Is they didn't have that kind of breakaway threat that Jamel had, and I feel that we have potential to get back to that with the three guys that we have in the backfield.
So what does Daba bring to the table? First of all, I understand he's having a pretty good camp. His name has been mentioned by other coaches like Coach Jasper. So I'm guessing that he's flashed here in the fall.
Yeah, he absolutely has. And Daba himself, he's a guy. Daba is somebody, and you know, I don't want to get too far into it, but Daba is somebody who has high expectations on the academic side of things, right? So he carries himself very professionally. He always knows, he always has questions. He wants to know what everybody's doing on the field. He wants to know the why everyone's doing those reasons. And he's, you know, right, he's sharp, he's leading the plebes. He gets those things. He's a cerebral guy, as well as he's got some outstanding physical ability, right? Daba will run through you. Daba will make you miss. They all have great hands. Logan, Daba, and Anton all have soft hands. Obviously, Mike's got good hands too. He's a little banged up right now, but I think Daba will also put his shoulder down and run you over as well.
Mm-hmm. So people try to compare Army and Navy, but it's a different offense. Army's still running the old Paul Johnson style triple option, and that's why they want the 250 fullback, like Anton just said. They're D linemen playing fullback, but they're going to use the fullback, run them inside, play pile driver type. That's what they want. That's what Paul Johnson used to exclusively recruit, 240-pound guys in that range. That's what he wanted. But you all have evolved, and now are you recruiting a little bit different player, somebody that maybe fits some of the newer schemes that you're implementing? I mean, maybe the 250-pound bruiser isn't exactly perfect for what Navy's offense is doing.
I'll start that by saying, and I've never met Coach Johnson. Obviously, I feel connected to him in a way because I'm around a lot of his great students, right? And they've become excellent coaches. I bet you if you ask Coach Johnson, he'd probably say Army doesn't run anything that I did either, right?
No.
He'd probably say nobody's pure anymore the way I wanted it.
Right.
But
well, they're not as triple. They're a lot fullback quarterback.
Yeah.
Jeff Munkin's watching, which you always we watch enough of your stuff, but they're not as much. And Coach Munkin's admitted they're not as much on the perimeter as they used to. They're a lot of inside. And
the thing about it is, I'm not up there. I'm not in their staff room, so I have no idea what they're looking for. I can tell you this: I don't say to our coaches, "Hey, go find me guys who are under 6 feet and who are 200 pounds." I just want players, man. Mm-hmm. I just want the best players we can find. And so, while we're watching film, if we feel those best players are between 195 and 210 pounds, and those are the guys I'm going to take. Don't get me wrong now, Bill, there's no way in heck that I'm turning down a 225-pound, 230-pound kid who's agile as all heck and can run. Like, we're not turning that down.
Right. Chris Wayne wants to come again.
We'll take him out of retirement right now if he's got any eligibility left, man. Like that we'll do that all day. But you know, it's certainly a challenge when you recruit the entire country, and we have excellent recruiters on this staff, and so my inbox is constantly full to evaluate guys in the B-back room. And you know, sometimes I look at guys that they might be, this guy's only 190 pounds, J-Mac, but look at the way he runs the ball. Other times he's like, hey man, this kid is 230 pounds, we need to take a hard look at him. And you know, when you evaluate that many guys a year, you've got to have your system and you got to do the best as possible. And I feel like we've got a room right now. I'm very fortunate. I think we're deep. We're also young, which means that I have the ability to coach them for their entire career. And I'm just really excited about where this room is right now. I'm really excited about where this team is right now, and I can't wait for September 3rd.
So in the end, it doesn't matter how old they are or what they look like. It's all about whether they produce on Saturday.
Yeah.
Anton Hall Jr., Logan Point, Daba Fofana, Mike Maui when he gets back, they're going to get the job done, Coach?
They're going to get it done.